What's going on, guys? It's your boy Theo, finally here with my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. This deck is a lot of fun. It's very nostalgic, but it's good. Um, I'm gonna be playing, of course, what's considered the more optimal build, the Primite Blue Eyes deck. But what's great about the deck is that it's very affordable, minus the Primite cards. And you don't have to play with the Primite cards. There are many other budget reasons that or budget options you can do to build the deck. Um, Playing straight out of the deck is still quite good, but there are very cheap upgrades that you could do to make just three of the structure decks just very good. Bestial Blue Eyes is very good. Um, there's other variants, but you could still play. You don't need the Primite, but Primite just gives a lot of recursion and just it's and gives you a lot more interruption, which is why it's so good. And if the recursion is and the removal is constantly recurable, so it's yeah, it's the ideal way, but you don't have to build and still have a good deck. But again, this is a Primite Blue Eyes deck, and let's get right into the profile. We'll start with the main deck. Of course, we're going to start with the Blue Eyes cards. I think it's important. Your main starter is going to be 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue. This is a must. This is ideally your best starter. Um, when it's normal summoned, you add one level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand, which is really you want to look for Maiden of White. Because Maiden of White is when you send this from your hand to the graveyard, you can play one True Light from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So yes, getting her allows you to recur True Light, even if they get rid of it. She is quite nice. And of course, she can recur herself if a Blue Eyes White Dragon is special summoned. So then we run only 2 Blue Eyes, and so you'll have some Blue Eyes stands out there's like, it's a Blue Eyes deck. You need to run 3 because that's not a Blue Eyes deck because you need to run 3. And it's like, let's be real. Blue Eyes is a brick. It's a 3,000 vanilla monster. It doesn't really contribute to anything. It just allows you to be a combo piece. And if it in and of itself doesn't provide real value. But a 3,000 attack monster. There's many better monsters with better effects that can out this card. So, but yeah, you only run 2. Don't need to run uh uh big old fusion monsters. Then of course we run the one Mausoleum of White. This is basically gonna allow you to get one extra normal summon of like a Sage. There's plays where you want to do that to really extend the combos, or you of course you use this to set off the combo by Foolish Burial, um, Blue Eyes from the deck. You only need to run. It's very searchable. You start off with either Maiden or Sage. You're grabbing Mausoleum. It gets you into a Mausoleum. Wishes. This is allows you to search for whatever your missing pieces, your Sage or Maiden. It gets you started and it gets you a spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes from your deck. Which will be either you get the Roar. You don't need to. You're not searching the True Light, but you get the Majesty. Or Majesty is going to be your targets with Wishes. But the other thing about Wishes is it allows you to attach a Blue Eyes fusion monster to a Blue Eyes on the deck, which will be your Neo Blue Eyes yada yada dragon. But I'll get to that later. So that's it with the Blue Eyes cards. It's not much. It's 3, 6, 9, 10, 12. This is only 15 cards. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, it's only 15 cards. You know, the rest of it things are going to be non-engine or is the Primite engine, which I'm going to go over next. Whoop. I know, not the cleanest profile, but it is what it is. So the Primite engine got 3 barrel, level 4, dragon, normal summon, set 1 Primite spell from your deck. That's probably the only effect you care about. You can also tribute, send 1 normal monster from your deck to the graveyard. If you haven't done that with the Mausoleum or things, you know, you're almost not there. But what's also important with this card is that if you have a normal summon in your graveyard during your standby phase, whether field or graveyard, you can add this to your hand from the graveyard. So it recurs itself. 1600 is not something to scope back, but it is a 4 and it's a dragon, and that is relevant when I get into it. You got your 3 loads. Yeah, this will look. This allows you to special summon Blue Eyes from hand, deck, or graveyard when you call it name, but you can't but effect monsters can't activate for the rest of the turn. For you can so this recurs them. This gets them out of your deck. But this you can also add a Primite card from your deck to your hand when it's activated. So if you open this, you can get this. If you open this, but you can also get your recurring Drill Beam. This card is bonkers. It's searchable. These 6 cards can get you your Drill Beam. Quick play. Reveal 1 Primite or normal monster in your hand. And then you can target 1 face-up card on the field, negate its effect, and then you banish it. It is non-destruction removal. It negates and removes problematic cards. There's a skill drain. You don't like it? Get out of here. You know, it is fantastic. And of course, if you control a Primite monster, you can set this from your graveyard. See? You kind of see where it's going? Very good. So that's the Primite stuff. This is why it is ran. So, but you don't have to run the Primite stuff. Like I said, Bystials do a fantastic job of filling in that spot. You can also run, if you want to go more Blue Eyes, Neo Kaiser Seahorse is really good because that's also 1 card starter. And it dumps Maiden from your deck. So that's another option. And you could put other things with that. The rest of non-engine, we got our good old classic Ash Blossom. Effect Veiler is very important, actually. It's a level 1 light tuner. So Sage can get you your Effect Veiler. So with your Sage, if you have Mausoleum, which gives you that normal summon, you already do your Sage, you go into your Spirit, you do that whole shtick, and then you get your Blue Eyes in the grave, and you bring back the Maiden, and you go into level 9. If you searched with your wish is to grab another Sage, then you can normal summon the Sage and then grab the Effect Veiler for a follow-up. So that level 1 tuner and its light is very important. So not only so Effect Veiler is actually very good in this deck. Do not cut it. It helps. It's very useful for the deck. And even if you don't get the Sage, you can normal summon this and still do some plays by summoning it. So it's good. Nib, very relevant. Lots of things take a million turns and take a million things. It's also light. Magnemite and Druis Worm. Not searches dragon stuff. Blue Eyes. Druis Worm is non-destruction removal. Send it off. 3 imperms. I mean, this is a lot of negates. We run 3 Dominus Purge. Now this one is so good, but right now it's very expensive. This can be you can run this like Ghost Ogres can replace this if you don't. Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgments. Because this deck likes to is a mid-rangey control deck, so you don't necessarily need to like go to town right away, but those are great, inexpensive, and very good substitutes for Purge. But Purge is fantastic because um, a lot of things add cards from the deck, and you can a lot of effects do that. They activate Magnemite, you can Purge it. And if you have a trap in your graveyard, which you probably will have like a Majesty or Imperm in there, then you can destroy that card. You know. Yeah, you can't activate Dark Water or Fire Monster for this duel, but it's not really that important. It's such a good effect that you're going to only resolve Ash pretty much once, and if it's not the end of the world if you don't resolve the best duels. So, because you always side those out. So, and for the rest of consistency, it's one pop Prosperity. So that's the main deck. 40 cards. Let's go to the extra deck. Finally, after my incessant ranting, I am tired, so bear with me. So let's start with the links. We run 2 Spirited Eyes of Blue. This is your bridge that gets you into the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm running 2 Hieratic Seals. This is a really good disruption. Spins cards, but gets you monster from deck. Really, you want to get the Magnemite to kind of just and whatnot, but I've seen people cut this to 1 and replace this with like a Ryzeal Detonator, which there are ways to play with it, which I'm really highly considering picking up a Detonator and replace this with that. How that happens is I'll get to that in a second, but this can be a Ryzeal Detonator, which a lot of people are opting to go into. Rest of the Link monsters, you got SP. I mean, it's a good card. Lina. This is the reason why people could go into Ryzeal Detonator. Especially you go against the Ryzeal match. You would just take like their EXT from grave, or you'll take their ice from grave, and then of course you can then you can summon your barrel, go into that, put something from your grave there. Now you have an additional disruption card with the Detonator, so that puts a lot of pressure on your opponent when you can bring that out. So this is why that second Hieratic is replaced with Ryzeal Detonator. Selene, again, Lina, plus they probably used an Effect Veiler or Ryzeal monster in the grave. You steal that. You can also go into Selene, bring back your Sage or Effect Veiler or Maiden, and link that off into Access Code. So now you have a way to like really push for game and more, board breaking. Now the fusion monsters is Tyrant Dragon and Neo Blue Eyes Yada Yada Dragon. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. We're never summoning this. All this is used for is wishes. You use wishes, banish it from your graveyard, attach this to your Blue Eyes, and then you fuse the Blue Eyes with this attached to it to Tyrant Dragon. Tyrant Dragon is your pushing monster, because when this attacks, it will, at the end of the damage step, if it battled, you can target 1 trap in your graveyard, set it to your spell and trap zone. This can recur your Imperm, your Adamas Purge, but most importantly, your Majesty. So after it has swung damage and death, and you set the Majesty, then on opponent's turn, you can activate Majesty, blow up 2 of their cards, back to your turn, swing, recur the Majesty again. You see where I'm going? This is your threat. This is your scary monster. Now, of course, you have things to protect things. We run 2 Ice Spirit Dragon. This card is used to summon really the one Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Most of the time, you're usually gonna bring it out with this. That's the best way to bring this out. But you have to, if you're bringing it out with this, you have to at least follow up with an Azure Eyes Silver Dragon right after that. So normally your first turn will be bringing out 2 spirits, and then on their turn you bring out the spirit and the Azure. But um, if you can do this or just hard summon this on your turn, which is better because then you can save the second spirit for other plays like doing a Lightstorm Dragon. The reason why you need to follow up a Spirit Dragon with an Azure, especially because when you use this effect, it gets destroyed at the end of the turn, and Azure Eyes, when it hits the field, make sure your dragons cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects, which it will be destroyed by the effect of Spirit Dragon. So that's why it's important. And then you have a free Omnigate that's just going to sit there, and most things can't get over a 4,000 but and Lightstorm Dragon is literally your heavy storm. You summon this, pop that, and then you could target one spell or trap in your graveyard, set it. But it can't be effective unless you control a normal monster. So this can also recur your Majesty. But most importantly, you could target spells and traps on the field up to the number of normal monsters in your graveyard. +1, destroy them. So with 2, you're popping 3 spell traps. That's huge. That's huge. 2,700 is a pretty decent attack. 3,000 defense is not something to scoff at. So that is the extra deck lineup. So if you have any questions or comments, want to see more content with the Blue Eyes, like test hands or whatnot, please give a like, comment, and let me know what you think. If you've been trying new techs with this deck and you have something that's like you really like, you can always feel free to comment. I appreciate comments, and we're in this community together, and we should always support one another to take each other to the next level. So until then, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.